Don't worry though, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. See? All of a sudden, everyone unsubscribed. Good afternoon. First video back after the Halloween season. I took last week to rest and relax. AKA, I was cleaning my entire house, thinking of what I could be doing that's productive. Help, I don't know how to relax. Because I'm still feeling a little bit tired from sewing and making and fabricating, I thought we could do something this week that brings me a lot of joy, and that is painting on the walls like I'm actually 6 years old. That same urge that children get to draw on it with crayons has just magnified and compounded over this 30 years on this earth. I can't be stopped. I want this week to be a nice, cozy, calming video. I have a candle burning. I can't see it. I need to see it more. How are people supposed to know that we want cozy vibes if not for a burning flame? We're just gonna have some fun. We're gonna paint. If you're holding in any tension in your body, let it go. Drop those shoulders. If you got butt cheeks, unclench them. The new tagline of my channel. Rachel Maksy, unclench those butt cheeks. Specifically, I've been really inspired by Scandinavian, Swedish folk art. I have made a whole Pinterest board of all inspiration. I will most likely be using some of these designs to kind of make my own designs because I need a reference or my brain just turns to oatmeal. So there are quite a few spots, both in my house and in this barn, that I look at and I get the itch to slap it with some paint. I think I've got quite a few potential spots.
This blank spot in my office that I would like to add a little border around. This spot above our coffee area, which is just so naked and boring and I want to fix it. Gonna jazz up this light in my bathroom with a little bit of art deco. And finally, the blank space around this window frame, it needs a little zhuzhing up.
Okay, I thought that was gonna be a lot easier than it was. Dressed in my grubby painting attire, or perhaps like a mechanic who's gonna tell you that your exhaust is busted, it's gonna be a couple more weeks. Versatility. I think I'm gonna start with the bathroom because that requires the most surface paint. As the prophecy once foretold, blue skadooed, we can too. Now, in order to paint the starbursts onto the light above, make the entire ceiling brown. The same brown as this. Did an archaeological dig and I found the same color that I used. There's not that much left, but I think it should cover the ceiling just swimmingly. While I'm mixing that up, this video is sponsored, and so to talk a little bit about that and for a little fashion show, here's sponsor Rachel.
Listen, you all know at this point how much I love ThredUp, which is lucky because that is the sponsor of today's video. It is my first stop when I need more modern clothing, either for a staple to use with an outfit or for cosplay. It is a massive online thrift store. Everything on there is secondhand. You can find your favorite brands like from Target or Free People or Anthropologie, and it's cheaper. So that's for up to 90% off of estimated retail. They make it so easy you can head to either the website or the app and use all these fancy little drop-down menus. My friends, let's play a little game of what the savvy internet folks like to call wearing versus styling. First up is this amazing dress I found on there. I really love the top, but the bottom is kind of underwhelming. So if I add a skirt and some stays, now you're a little medieval maiden. Congratulations. Next. This solitaire blouse, which was estimated at $38, but ThredUp had it for $17.99. If we tuck it in and add this corset top, was also estimated at $38, but ThredUp had it for $18.99. There you go, cottagecore outfit. And finally, this Miss Selfridge shirt that was estimated at $25, but ThredUp had it for $13.99. Add a little bit of corset, and bam, modern piece made Edwardian. Thank you for playing Wearing versus Styling. ThredUp is also doing this really cool new thing where you can show your favorites to people. So if you would like to check out my favorites, quite abundant because I basically favorite everything that piques my interest at least a little. Feel free to go take a gander at that, buy what I didn't buy, or at least get an idea of what goes through my head when I search through ThredUp. So that is it. If you did want to go check out my favorites, you can head to the link in the description. Use the code Rachel for 40% off of your first order. And with that, are you ready to paint a bathroom? Or as I like to affectionately dub it, the wee room? Well, good, because here we go.
Need a screwdriver to open this baby. This bad boy. To everyone from my bedroom makeover who was probably screaming at me to use a roller on the ceiling instead of a brush, I hear you. I respect you. But I'm also gonna ignore you. Alright, baby. Let's freaking do it. Okay, so a bit out of character for me, I am actually gonna go precise with this. I'm gonna make little templates for the starbursts here so that they are as symmetrical as I can get them. I know. Hold your gasps. For you give me like a vacuum bag. The cheese stick? Oh my god. That's delicious. In case you're wondering, I did just pick up a needle from my rug. This house is a death trap. All our guests must pass the gauntlet. 4 big points, 4 littler ones in between. Dig? Yeah. Beautiful. And so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. Alright, initially got this for sewing, but ching! Gilding paint, just paint the base onto it. I think I am gonna go in after and add a little bit more line work to make it look a little bit more Art Deco. Let's do it.
You may be asking yourself, but why doesn't she just use a straight edge of a ruler or something to guide her lines? And to that I say, genuinely, it did not even cross my mind, not once. So instead, here's me struggling to make the straightest lines that I physically could.
It really screams, lamp! This is already making me so happy. I'll tell you what's not making me happy though, physically painting it. Not that I'm not a huge fan of this position right here. It feels so nice. Now that these are dry, I already like them the way that they are, but I'm just gonna add a little line work. Gonna add like a center line and then maybe some smaller lines. Okay, I'm back. Oh, I should probably use a ruler, huh? Wow, you think you have steady hands until you start trying to do something like this. Big woof. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think I like it, actually. Scratch that. I'm gonna paint over that because I hate it. And then we're gonna figure something else out.
So I ended up doing that same thing, but with brass gilding paint, which kind of made this cool optical illusion.
Very subtle. So if you get like a certain catch of the light, it's like a little secret detail, which is pretty cool. I'm going to calm my too much gene and call it a day for that. Also before my entire head falls off of my neck and rolls around like a Chef Boyardee can. And then tomorrow we can work on some more whimsical painting, so see you then. Y'all ready for this? Alright, trying to hype myself up here. I am going to start on this wall. I did these fake wooden beams. God, it's gotta be close to 2 years ago now, which is absolutely insane. I never did anything with this big square right here. If I'm staring at a blank spot on the wall, it's free real estate. It's time to remedy that. You know, I started this office with the idea that it would be like a Parisian Moulin Rouge Christian's apartment. It's just kind of become like whatever makes me happy because this is where I sit and edit. It's what I stare at for hours upon hours. You take inspiration again from these folk paintings, and there's some that are more border based, so they're square, they're rectangles, and so I'm gonna make it go all the way around, possibly down here a little bit. These babies out of the way. I sound like when a supervillain gets its life force drained from them. God, what am I storing here? Dead bodies? My God! Zero room for activities. Start with a little bit of not gonna lie, I kind of hate it. Oh no. I'm gonna go in with a darker green, add a little bit more detail. I know I said this would be an exercise in simplicity, but much like any other form of exercise, I hate it and I kind of want to throw up. I'm gonna add more details because you know what? This is all about making myself happy, right? And making something that I can look at and be like, splendid. I'm just gonna do what I want. And I'm gonna add some darker greens, a little bit more stems where the baby's breath is gonna go. See if we can class this girl up. Wish me luck. Well, now I've got the Chef Boyardee song lodged in my brain. All right, back to it. As I mentioned, I finally got to catch up cleaning my house, and let me tell you, it needed it. It was essentially Smaug's pile of treasure, except instead of dwarven gold, it was just fabric scraps and cardboard and trash. Surprisingly, put zero thought into this design before I started just swashbuckling my paintbrush around, so me goes into a project with zero to little preparation beforehand. Also me when project turns out garbage. Subjectively, I think it's nice. I don't know if it's quite me. Don't worry though, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. See? All of a sudden, everyone unsubscribed. So I've got an idea for this, but I'm gonna let everything dry completely before I come back and work on that. Now I'm gonna move on to the kitchen. For this, I'm gonna do something very subtly fall, like an acorn motif. Taking these sort of as inspiration, and then I'm just gonna make my own. Beautiful. I gotta prop you up somehow. On the table, maybe? Precarious. There you go, friend. You feel tall? Because you are. Maybe like 3 acorns. Freaking frick. Oh no. Oh no. Can you even see that? Motif. Drawn. I might actually stay this sort of grayscale, and it'll be easier for my big monkey brain to directly copy this. So I mixed together some brown and white, and I think I'm gonna add just the tiniest bit of mustard. Yeah, oh, that's good. I feel like there's something so powerful about being able to transform your environment to make yourself happier. It cannot be underestimated, okay? And I feel like something I've learned about myself is that yes, I do love to show and tell. I think why I chose this line of work, being a content creator, because I love being excited about something and I love showing people, and hopefully they get excited about it too. I also have realized how important aesthetics are in my life, how things look, such an important part of my mood, I think. It's wild. Nick is very patient, understanding, and willing to see my projects out. But if I went full Rachel, I don't think he would be prepared to live in the movie set that would be my house. I've talked about this a little bit on the Patreon, but one of our bucket list dreams, pipe dreams someday, is to own our own coffee shop that is Victorian themed. Do I know the first thing about owning a business, or owning a coffee shop, or making food, or making coffee? Of course not, don't be silly. Would I decorate that place to the absolute nines? You bet your butt cheeks. I would love to be able to create a space that people feel like they can walk in and kind of just get transported into another world. I think that would be so magical and something that I wish more places did. I will forever lament the fact that there are not enough themed restaurants. Who's got 2 thumbs, a sore neck, and freaking loves a theme? this coil. Because, you know, eventually I'm gonna run out of walls in this house to paint. I'm gonna have to find more walls eventually. How are you doing? I would love to know what kind of November folk you are. Are you clinging on to every last second of autumn that you can? Or are you one of those who's already putting up their Christmas tree? There's no judgment here. I may be baffled and not completely understand your actions, but I'm not judging you. As we speak, the cracks in Mariah Carey's ice block become larger and larger. I'm just glad I don't work in retail anymore because I dislike the holiday season a lot less now that I don't have to listen to Mariah Carey and Michael Bublé on repeat for 8 hours a day. Okay. Honestly, I kind of like it the way it is, so that makes me feel good because that makes me think that if I just add a little bit more to it, not too much, I'll still like it. I'm wondering if I should have done this in my office. Silly me. Trying to introduce myself to colors when I know brown make me so happy. All right, so I'm gonna go in with a teensy weensy brush and just add some line work that is in the inspiration photos. Ta-da! I have a lot more cleaning up to do, so it's not complete yet, but I'm glad that I kept it brown and not went crazy colors with it. I think it matches the shelf and I think it matches the kitchen a little bit more. So cute. That leaves one more spot in the barn. Let's do it. Back to work. Look how big this leaf is. One of our trees drops these babies. I just had to show you. It's giving tree star. For my final motif area, this right here, I need to do something about. It's looking at me and it's screaming naked. So we're gonna go up and then that way. If not all the way across, then like just the corner and then down. My reference is this. This time though, I'm going to use order. Ready? Let's do it. Check it out. Pretty cool. I'm really happy with this design. Felt like it had a chance to be really kind of tacky, but I think because the rest of this is so medieval looking, it helps it schmooze it a little bit versus if I had like all 90s furniture, I think it would read very differently. I'm going to revisit my office and we're gonna try a little experiment. I think my problem with this is that it looks too new and it looks too crisp. If I can somehow make this look like it's been here since the dawn of time, then I'll like it a lot more. Made a little wash with some eggshell colored paint. No idea if this is gonna work, so let's give it a shot. Pardon me, man. Yes, good. I think it worked. Let's compare. The areas that I've kind of dulled down at the bottom, and then bam! I do also plan to weather these walls once I can finally finish all the beams in here. These edges will also be a little darker. Let's continue, shall we? Because someone needs to take my brush away from me, I did actually end up doing some weathering. A totally normal thing to do. If I can't live in a queue at Disney World, this is gonna have to do. Okay, I like it a lot better now that I got a little carried away weathering all the walls. I am tired. I've been painting all day. A few finishing touches to do on the rest to make sure that they are reveal worthy. Here they are. Ta-da! How'd you like? I've switched to a different microphone because this week was a disaster. I'm so sorry. I'm putting the paintbrush down for at least 6 hours. Is this as ominous looking lighting as it looks in the viewfinder? I generally love all of the motifs that I painted, except for this one. I don't know. I can't get myself to love this, and I think it might be the green that I used is like too cool, or it's just not me. So I'm gonna leave it there for a while and see if it grows on me. And if not, I might just paint right over it. Listen, sometimes you gotta shake the tree and see what falls out. Sometimes when you actually bring something into the world, you end up hating it, which sounds like a sentiment said by the world's worst parents. It is what it is. I love the kitchen one. I think it's really cute. It's a little asymmetrical, which I'm sure might have driven some of you crazy, but you really can't tell unless you're just staring at it. I like the color palette. I like how folksy it looks. Really love the bathroom one. Having peed in there quite a few times since painting it, I can say that it's great to just look up and be like, huh. So I would imagine that's the experience my guests at this house will have. In the barn, I also really love how that came out. Adds to the sort of like fairy tale cottage vibe that I'm going for. All of them except this problem child. Good to go. I hope you had fun watching. Again, I'm so sorry about the audio, but hopefully it was at least watchable. Probably back on my making bullshit for the next video. I'm pretty excited about like the next 3 videos that are coming out. Once again, thank you ThreadUp so much for sponsoring this video. If you guys want to check out my favorites, make sure you head to the link in the description. While you're there, if you feel like buying anything, make sure you use the code Rachel for 40% off of your first order. And that is it. I love you whether you're new or old to this channel. If you're new here and you feel like sticking around, feel free to subscribe. I upload every other Friday and we have fun here. And I will see you in my next video. Bye! I've got the inspiration.
Wait, where did my pizza go? Did you eat it?
Which one of you flatfoots take my pizza?
These are. I can never sneeze just once anymore. And it's like 12 times or nothing. It's great. I love being human.
Come on, get! Let's freaking go!
Scissors!
Scissors!
Ah. Okay, let's begin.